Thank you again for joining us on another episode of the Young, Black, and in Business radio show. We always start with a commitment. We're always going to deliver with quality, but most importantly, we're going to always finish with success. Today is February 11th, 2018, and I want you all to get excited. I want you to get connected and get involved. Today, we have the truth in the building. Our chief executive of the San Diego Monitor newspaper and also of the California Curl, Miss Cheryl Morrow is in the building.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In the house.
In the house. So look, I'm going to tell you right now, go grab your Young, Black, and in Business pen because the time is now to take copious notes. Miss Cheryl Morrow, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
This morning. It is our distinct privilege. If you could share with the audience, we have viewers all over the world. And even in the States, we have them in Chicago, we have them in the Bay Area, we have them in Texas, we have them in Florida, we have them in Maine. Let us know who you are, what you do, and how you can be contacted.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, let me start with what I do on a daily basis. Well, I have executive duties at California Curl. It is a personal care and hair care company. As everyone knows, my father is Willie Morrow, a hair care pioneer and inventor. So every day, we are, it's a reality show. I mean, it gets real funny around the office. Most people say we should be filming. So, it is the day-to-day operations of designing products, personal care products, hair care products, just science and technology. Also, we do a very heavy clientele with white labeling, designing personalized product lines. So I do that every day, and then every other week, I'm in my journalist bag, media bag with San Diego Monitor News, and so just gathering stories and good content. We are in the era of good content, content marketing and content creatives and things of that nature, and just trying to find the scale of black media is usually what fills my hours in the editor-in-chief position. Just trying to look for the leverage and the scale of what tomorrow is going to look like in branding, in terms of journalism. So that's what I do. By profession and occupation, I am a cosmetic trichologist. I tend to like to take what I was given in terms of hair care. I was given a good start. That's what heirs are supposed to do. They're supposed to take what they're given and then kind of take it to the next level. So I decided to go into trichology and hair loss. So I take my dad's formulation and technology, and I provided a system in how to keep your hair and grow it. Grow your hair and keep it. I think that's more of the saying. So it's a full day of responsibilities, and you guys can they can contact me. We're going to talk about that again.
Absolutely.
But usually we are. I have an office. Please call, or you can go on to SDM News, SDMonitorNews.com, and there is a way to contact me there.
That's beautiful, and we're going to dive into that more as the show go on. I just want to let you all know, to the viewers and to the listeners, the word of the week is monetize.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't know what monetize means, that means creating money by what you're doing, developing and creating, making it materialize into wealth. Yeah. And the law of success for this week is productize to monetize.
Yes.
You have to have a product in order to make money, in order to flip. And that's why we have one of our community jewels, a community genius in the building, Cheryl Morrow. And if you don't know her, you definitely want to take copious notes and find out. And go to the San Diego Monitor News website.
SDMonitorNews.com and find me. Want to submit a story, have some great information for us. Let's share.
Absolutely.
Let's share the information, and then we can, distribute it out to the other news outlets.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have a guru. Okay, a media guru in the building, and we sharing is caring,
Yes.
and we live to give. So if you want to just share your testimony, if you
Mhm.
want to get it publicized,
Yes. Mhm.
if you want to learn how to productize,
Yes.
please contact Miss Morrow, also as the community guru and major consultant here in San Diego. So how long have you and your family been a stakeholder here in this city?
I think my dad tells the story. I think it was 1962. Most people didn't know 1962, 59, he says, I think. And most people don't know. My dad came, there was already some family members here. And he washed dishes. And he...
Is that right?
Yeah, he washed dishes for his cousin, Devani Sr. And while in barber school and working with his uncle Spurgeon, and it's staying with them. It's of course a long story, but in just always wanting to find that new way of doing things. His freedom was very important. Mr. Morrow loves to say he never used his social security number. In no capacity. He wanted to make his own way and make his own
That's profound.
his own universe. He has never used his social security number, and in saying that, his mother was, I think, was his first mentor. So he just basically came out here from Alabama, and then my mother was born in Kansas, but then I think she's basically a native California. But come from a very good line on both sides. I like to tell people that one of the reasons why I'm a stickler for economics is because on both sides of my maternal and paternal sides, they both picked cotton. So it's very, and you come into my office and there's a cotton
Absolutely.
tree, right?
Absolutely.
It's very, it keeps, and there's 2 cotton sacks over the doors when you walk in. It is to keep us reminded of where and how far we've come, and we don't ever want to go back to that cotton sack. So economics keeps us involved in the economic process and not be the product. You never seen a rich cotton picker, right? So that is our inspiration, shall I say, at our office. When you come in, you'll notice that you will see a lot of cotton sacks. And yeah, am I trading this one?
Yes.
Okay, and okay, there we go. Much better, right?
Absolutely.
So it's been about, I think Miss Morrow's been here about 60, 61, 62 years.
That's beautiful. And then the family has a legacy.
Yes.
That's been able to pass down. I mean, whenever I first encountered Mr. Morrow, I always knew that he was someone of of importance, of distinguished, and it took me a while to galvanize enough energy to really approach him. And that's my own testimony, because I knew, just the magnitude of that gentleman. And then, once we did share a few words, it was just a wealth of information, knowledge. I had to just sit still and soak it up and then digest it.
Right.
And then just, thank God to be able to mix and mingle with the, with the influencers, and I'm, just passionate that I'm able to be in the same room and learn history and to be able to learn how to productize and monetize, because San Diego is America's finest city, and we have some we have some great individuals, in our community right with us. Not only are we the city of the palm trees and the sea breeze, but we have elephants and giants here. For real, our people are of high caliber. So I want to just encourage you all, listeners and viewers out there, just be proactive.
Well, one thing that I tell people, that it's very important that Black people live in warm climates. And we don't really get that. We keep thinking, those cold months. I lived in 19 years in Harlem. And I'm going to say there were probably 2 to 3 months of good business months. The rest are too cold and too hot. So especially how we like to come together, and the things that we like to do is outside and picnics and everything. Well, when can you do that stuff? And when you talk about the ground we need to make up in terms of commerce, you need warm climates. You need a city and geographical environment that allows you to do business 365 days a year. So, most people will say San Diego, the lack of numbers and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not more of an opportunity to trade, to blaze the trail, right?
Absolutely.
Be the first.
Absolutely.
Be the one to supply what it is not in your environment yet. Make the challenge.
I like to just always remind the viewers and the Young Black in Business members that Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X,
Yes.
Martin Luther King, even Mandela, they're all memories. So it's time for us to make our moments.
Yes.
So we can be remembered.
Yes.
So
yes.
like I said,
yes.
just be
yes.
Proactive. Get up, get out. But whatever you do, don't give up.
Yes.
And contact Miss Morrow. Contact Monitor News and get involved.
Right.
You may have a positive story that you may want to share. You may want to learn how to productize to be able to monetize. You may want to be around these great figures. Like I said, these giants, these elephants. While they're around. You need to soak it up like a dry sponge. Yeah. So find a mentor. Find someone that you can have a communication bridge with.
Yes, yes. And it's very important that we understand the fourth estate. It's the press. The power of ink, the power of news allows us to create our own, and not just create, but control our narratives. You have to tell the story. You see, history is just history. It depends on who's telling Marcus Garvey's story. It depends on who's telling Madam C.J. Walker's story. It's not the fact that the story is told in and of itself. That's not important. The important thing is who's telling it. Because when I tell a Madam C.J. Walker story, it's actually an Annie Malone story. Because if you wouldn't have had Annie Malone, you would not have had Madam C.J. Walker. And then two, demystifying myth becomes in our control, because there's truth in demystifying myths. Because if we keep saying Madam C.J. Walker was the first millionaire, well then that has no resonance, because it's not true. Only when we control the narrative, we begin to demystify. And then that is when the truth, because when you understand our culture is always one begets another. So now when I tell the story, Madam C.J. Walker was a product of Madam Malone, we get it. Oh, see, mentoring makes sense now. To just say mentoring is fine, but if you understand that Madam C.J. Walker was created through a black woman's school, and a black woman owned that, Madam Malone, then we understand the process of wealth and power and control. It is always one predecessor that always had something first. S.B. Fuller, John Johnson, Ebony, then George Johnson, Ultra Sheen, then Joe Dudley, then Willie Morrow. See, it's always a multiplication, a duplication, something, footprints.
I like to call it a success by association.
Yes.
So I want you all to get excited, and I want you to get involved and get connected. Before we go on our brief commercial break, the word of the week is monetize, and the law of success is productize to monetize. We're going to be right back. We have to pay some hamburger and gas money bills, but get excited, and when we return, take copious notes, because we're going to go into Miss Morrow's backstory, and we can also give you some further assistance on how to be healthy, happy, and successful. All right, so now we're on a little 2-minute, brief little commercial break. We still Facebook Live as well. We're just gonna keep the energy and keep it going, and we're just gonna go into depth. Do you hear the Rose Velvet Skin song commercial in the background?
Brother, that's what
we
I'm talking about.
we productizing to be able to monetize.
And we're gonna put 2 or 3 more commercials in there, and then once we have a full product, Uncle, we're gonna be charging for them commercials. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, we got the magic here. We just need to be more vigilant.
Vigilant. Did you hear that? Facebook Live, pay attention to what's around you. Be aware.
Yes.
Be aware.
Yeah. And once you, all you need to do is bring awareness, even if you're fearful. You know, the great Vernon Howard always says, you only need to know that you're being fearful in the moment. You don't need to do anything with it. Just need to be able to say, you know, I'm gonna walk through this door, and I know there's something that I probably don't know, but I'm gonna walk through it anyway. It's just the awareness, and then when you walk in, you find out there's nothing to be fearful about.
That's right. And also Facebook Live, fears, false evidence appearing real.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's false evidence appearing real. So absolutely, and fear is the devil. You know, you know,
it's an entity that encompasses you, and if you think that it's somewhere out there, and all you have to do is just speak to it, it'll move.
And not only are we black, we back. You know, we were speaking on language and the power of word usage and how our words create our worlds.
Yes.
So that's why here at the Young Black in the Business radio show, we're always looking to heighten our vocabulary.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Use our business acumen and use our big boy, our big women vocabulary because our words create our worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just speaking about, let's speak health into existence. Let's speak wealth into existence. Every morning when I wake up, I command wealth at this very moment.
Oh yes.
I command wealth at this very moment, and the universe brings that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can see, we monetize it.
Yeah.
Make sure that you get your Young Black in the Business power pens. Don't go a day without drinking out of the Young Black in the Business power mug.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, for Valentine's Day, this is the best time to use some rose velvet body butter.
Oh
the
yeah.
skin softener on the hands, feet, elbows. Another product, because you have to productize to monetize.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to encourage you all out there to get up, get excited, but whatever you do, don't give up. So Cheryl Morrow,
yes,
in the building.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
so we were going to talk about. You have a big word, but we talk often.
Absolutely. One of my mentors, someone that matches and supersedes my energy, someone that I can go to as a nucleus and be able to gain from.
Yes.
To be able to go with complex issues, and that's why I say it's a true consultant. She may hit you with a consulting fee, believe that, because it's business, but however, she'll go straight to the point. You may be going A through D to Z, to A to B is the fastest way to get to any point is in a straight line.
Yes.
So this is one of the mentors that I go straight to when I have a complex issue. Speaking
of that, we were before the commercial break. My backstory, am I correct?
The backstory, yes,
because I have to kind of
Please, the backstory.
I'm such a macro thinker. I have to stay on.
Macro.
I have to stay focused. I'm going to start like this. There are several people who know about a system called STEAM. And I was thinking about that because I was talking to a couple of people, a couple of urban alchemists. I call them urban alchemists.
Urban alchemists.
Because,
okay, write that down.
Right. And actually, it is a group that we are going to reintroduce to our community. And I said to them, I actually think that black youth are natural in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, arts. I just think that just by default, we find those things natural, part of our makeup. And I was trying to figure out what distinct skill or distinct element in my approach to business and it was this. And you inspire me with your savviness with words. And I came up with business resonance, economically engineered destiny. And I had a business resonance, economically engineered destiny for me when I was born.
Like a blueprint, sort of say.
Yes. And because I was daily engineered into the economic language of products, services, commercialization, productization, and monetization, regardless of what it was, it didn't make a difference what the item was. But I had an economically engineered destiny because I didn't have another blueprint in front of me. I didn't have a service-based model because even when I went to work into my dad's salon, it was always connected to a product, a means of resale or retail. So there was always, or even wholesale, to sell a lot versus one at a time. But there was a system to my upbringing that led me to the results. And I find business models very easy to create because that is the breeding. I was bred with a business resonance. It's very easy for me to understand. And I think that, just my start, I do think there is a difference and there's a camaraderie of people that I'm magnetized towards or is magnetized to me. And you say your network is your net worth, right?
Precisely.
And in that magnetizing, your magnetism, what you are magnetizing towards yourself. That's why you get up every day and you say a wonderful word. What do you say every?
I command wealth at this very moment.
I love it.
I wake up because the universe is the law of success.
Right.
When you thinking positive energy comes towards your way.
And I have to say, I'm an avid follower. I love those old vintage videos of Reverend Ike. I am like addicted. I am the videos, guys. Facebook world, Reverend Ike videos. Just the one I am. And as he would say, he said, he didn't even have money to take the bus, but when he walked past a Rolls Royce and he read it, and he said, Rolls Royce? He just said he looked at it and smiled. And he says, I am that. I am.
That's beautiful.
I mean, the videos are absolutely fabulous. I keep them on my playlist, but it's absolutely wonderful.
That's that positive energy.
Oh,
I
man.
like that connection.
Yeah.
And when you have positive energy, you don't have time for negativity or negative energy or negative thoughts because you know that, you may attract that. That's why you always have a pleasing personality to the young black in business.
Words are connected to your mood.
Yes.
And then your mood is your indicator of your feelings. And I think he says in one video, you have to tell your feelings how to feel. If you can speak those feelings, as he says a story, and I gotta tell the story because I don't know if you guys are gonna ever watch it, but he says whales in captivity, you'll never know when they're sick. You have to check them. The whale keepers have to check them because they'll never act sick because they know when they swimming in the ocean. If they give any indication
that they're weak.
of weakness, the sharks got them.
I told you, take copious notes. No, that's profound. That's profound. And you definitely have to tell yourself how to feel and control your feelings, especially in business. I make my worst day look like my best day.
Yes.
Even in business, you put on that. You just make yourself. Perception is everything.
Yes.
How people perceive.
And that's that controlling our narrative. That's what I try to do at the San Diego Monitor News. It's perception.
Beautiful. It's because when on the media angle, perception.
Oh yeah.
You know, the things might be looking not just saying to you or to anyone, but it may be a debacle going on. But you have to paint that picture of an oasis.
Yeah.
You have to paint that picture.
And I have to say, number 45, right? He lost New Hampshire, and he said, "I couldn't be happier with the way things turned out." See, that is power. Didn't make a difference, or as Reverend Ike would say, it doesn't make a difference how things are. It only matters how I am. If you make a decision to turn that into a complete, you can create your world. You can create whatever energy you want to create. It is your decision. And he made the people feel like there was a strategy to lose. I was like,
that's right. And if you're not up on it, she's talking about the man with the orange hair in the White
yes,
House.
Yes.
You know, he's how he perceives
He turned
things.
a loss, and he was telling the people that this is a part of his strategy. And he probably was fuming inside, but he never. He just steadily saying, "We're winning." I'm like, wow. And he was happy about it. And that is that perception model we are talking about when you control media.
So, with controlling media, how would you vision, or how would you like to see our fourth district community, our low moderate income community, the melting pot community? You know, what is the vision that you like to see? Let's say in 100 years. We like to always challenge our guests with their vision for a 100-year plan.
100-year plan. Well, you have to be into successor thinking, which is present day very difficult for black communities, because black communities are wired politically and spiritually to value the present. And that it creates some difficulty in successorship, because we don't want to pass on the torch. Now, a progressive way of thinking 100 years, we would not focus on the baton, but we would focus on who we choose to run that 400 meter. Because the first guy has to start with power. Then the second and third has to maintain power. And then the last one is supposed to widen the gap. See, that third one has to make sure that that last one is not starting from behind. You're supposed to widen the gap from your competitors, from yourself. So if we don't empower those second and third, well, the last don't have a chance. And we keep thinking that our last successor is supposed to make up the ground. No, you're supposed to widen the gap to give them an advantage, to give them, benefits and privileges, and to be able to give them an advantage, an edge.
So how would you relate that to our community in particular?
Well,
the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Well, I will say that we keep maintaining a behind kind of, we don't do successor well, and whatever we do, we are not giving them a lead. That's case in point. Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, we have a candidate, and they are leaving a surplus. They are leaving us with more commercial real estate, more business opportunities, more opportunities for people who get educated in our communities at Morris and Lincoln and other schools. Well, at that point, the person says, I don't want to leave. I want to get educated here, and I want to open up a business that educated me. or the community that produced me, gave me my values, gave me my art, gave me my reasoning, gave me my purpose, gave me my pride. I want to open up a shoe store here. Well, if there's the predecessor did not give that person a lead, now we have to, the candidate now has to now go back in 1960, 1970, 1980 to try to redo something that should have been what? See, it's that second and third person. The first candidate could have, of 40 years ago, could have left us a lead. But then the second and third person let the other people catch up. And now we think that young people today, Black Lives Matter or whoever, is supposed to make up all that ground. When I hand the baton off, I don't hand the baton off. I want to give the person a lead when I hand the baton off, so the other person can win the race. It is always the gaps in between, the surpluses, the benefits, the privileges, in between those spaces that are more important than just handing the baton in and of itself. But then we don't get the baton anyway because we have some ageism issues, and we don't do generational communication and love very well because there's some issues. Now, 100 years from now, I hope that our clergy community will be starting to embrace successorship. And I will say this, I believe, because I am used to being in an heir position, and I am used to now in my successorship of 2 companies, I appreciate my father not initiating me. Feeling like I have to earn something. What I have to do is be prepared. Be open to be prepared. Then I feel like I have the preeminence to get something. I feel that I'm being guided and I'm being gifted something. I am inheriting something. I don't feel that our community now, in 100 years from now, that we would stop initiating black males. Stop making them feel that we have to push them down a button notch or 2 in order to get them. If they don't listen right away, well, neither do we. So we have to be more compassionate, more compassion in our communities. Just understand that when you're young and you got energy, who listens? But just by virtue of us being young, we are invincible. It is that energy time, but we have to be compassionate to understand, well, sometimes some get it in 20 seconds on a sales pitch. Some get it in 2 hours. Some get it in 2 years. But we all know that eventually we have an investment into being compassionate towards each other and not try to initiate each other all the time. They don't have anything to prove. They should not have anything to prove. I didn't have anything to prove. My dad just made sure that I was prepared, and when the safe dropped on my head one day, I'd be ready. I'd be ready.
When the anvil dropped on you.
Right.
You're right. I want to just bring our viewers up at speed and what we're speaking of. We're speaking of a system. We're using the word system. We have to have a system in place. And system is an acronym for save yourself time, energy, and money. Take a young black in the business power pen out and write that down. System. Save yourself time, energy, and money. And we're also speaking of power. Power is an acronym that we use here with the Young Black in the Business Nation, because we're nation building.
Oh, yeah.
We're nation building. And the power is an acronym for purpose-driven, opportunity chasers, willing to go solo, energetic relationship builders.
Yes.
Build that relationship. And speak to understand instead of speaking to be understood. And, there's power in patience. When you take time and be patient, you gain power because you're observant, you're vigilant.
Yes.
That's another powerful word because you're aware.
Yes.
Like we were speaking earlier. And then we did speak about fear, and that's just false evidence appearing real.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to just encourage you all, and when you're going to pass the baton, when it's your turn, when you're in the driver's seat, when you're that servant leader, when you're that business CEO, when you're that founder of your new business, always start with a commitment, deliver with quality, and always finish with success.
Yes.
And just to bring you up to speed, the word for the week is monetize.
Yes, we're going to talk about that whole process, because I do think that math is not numbers. Numbers is not finance. Wealth is not finance. All of those things are so different. When I teach marketing, most marketers sit before me, and then they're using this whole formula. But branding is branding, marketing is marketing, advertising is advertising, PR is PR, public relations, publicity. All of those things are not the same. So we tend to want to clump and bundle everything, and then our understanding of the fundamentals get lost.
Get you someone that has insight. For example, when you're looking to build a house, you don't hire a mechanic.
Right.
When you're looking to learn how to swim, you don't find a coach that's in the gym. Find someone that is understanding and that's a subject matter expert.
Yes.
So you have to know how to crystallize your vision.
Yes.
That's how you have the different categories, and that's why it's good to have that communication bridge, that be that relationship builder.
Yes.
And find someone that has the same energy or more energy than you have, because the five people that you associate with, you'll be that sixth person.
Yes.
So just when you're in business, just be vigilant. And just to give you up to speed, we young, black, and in business. Young is a state of mind, so that can be from 1 to 100.
Yes.
The color black encompasses. I want to give something to that jacket as well. It encompasses and absorbs all of the colors in the spectrum. And the definition of business is the volume of trade.
Yes.
The volume of trading and monetizing and productizing.
Yes.
So we're all young, black, and in business from 1 to 100, from red, green, blue, whatever, because it encompasses all. So get excited.
You had that concept.
Absolutely. Young is a state of mind, and the black encompassing absorbs all the colors and spectrums, and the volume, the definition of business is the volume of trade. So get excited, get connected, and get involved. The time is now. Remember, Malcolm, Martin, Mandela, Marcus, they're all memories. It's our time to make our moment. You got memories and you got moments. This is a moment that we're having.
Yes.
But we're darn sure going to make a memory.
Well, I look to make many memories. I hope I
Absolutely.
So we're going to I started a branding agency. I told you that, right?
Please, let's share it with the world.
I started a branding agency because one of the things that my business partner, co-founder, Cheryl Best, we wanted to rebrand Black America for the reason that we feel that it's not education that we're missing. It's not information that we're missing. The key is a orientation. And that is a complete introduction of behavior patterns, to recorrect some behavior patterns and to reinstall some better behavior patterns.
Regrouping and reconstructing.
Regroup and reconstructing, because one of the things that, if just like you have this jar behind this heel here,
That's
right.
This rose velvet skin softener.
Okay. But because you have it here, let's just say if this was a person and this was a person. You see how the person has a limited view? The orientation is to switch the person's position. Now you have clarity, which is solely responsible for how you are going to plan your strategy or you create your objective. Just because you changed your orientation, now it is about clarity and alignment, not the fact that you're not skilled, or you don't have this, or you don't have that, or a system that is built on merit and rank and efforting. Aptitude is more important. Your natural ability to do something if you were to change your orientation. And that is a different set of results, and we would we like to espouse the fact that, you know, your world works, not you. And if we can understand, if we can get you to a place that we let you know that intelligence and conditioning are not not the same thing. You may have the intelligence to do something, but if you're conditioned to do it wrong, then you're going to get the wrong results.
I like that
orientation. So we teach you in a literally, because monetization math is not the arithmetic you learned in school. Okay? So to learn manufacturing math, to learn commercialization math, productization math, units, cost of goods, your COGS, your EBITDA, your gross profit versus your net, and how those things work. Just to understand them, you're a wordsmith. To understand something is one thing, but if you can't exercise it, it doesn't mean anything. Mean which
value.
Means a value.
Right.
And how that's wealth. Finance is all those other parts and how they come up to, it's just the management of those financial matters. But wealth and power and control is about orientation and fundamental understanding how to exercise economics in terms of productization, commercialization, and monetization. Once I reorient and calibrate you, then all of a sudden everything becomes very clear, and then you're not saying that your white counterpart, your Indian counterpart, or your Asian counterpart just has some innate knowledge of business and finance and wealth that you don't have. That's not true. Their orientation, and like I was just saying about their breeding, their business residence is economically engineered destiny. They innately have the information built into their psyche and their behavior. Then the monetary result is obvious. Is obvious. Deepak Chopra says it very clearly. He never teaches his kids to focus on money. Money is the end. But all of the other, things that come with it, I think our young black and in business community, they're just fundamentally missing. It's nothing that they can't do. It's just that they are not taught to have that kind of engineering. And that's why I started a brand agency, is to give them that orientation. Michelle and I thought that we should create the environments to where the orientation process can happen. And then pop. The ideas start coming. They start getting it. They start getting the math. They understand values, units, cost, metrics, all that stuff that they said that we didn't know or we couldn't know. It just becomes second nature. It's a fascinating thing to see, and it's a fascinating thing to be taught. And then once you get it, the aha moments, the Oprah moments just keep coming because it's so well laid out.
Okay.
Let's do
it. Get excited. Get excited. The time is now to get excited.
And I can't wait till we have I told you about, you need the Young Black and in Business Institute.
Absolutely.
We've talked about that, right?
Absolutely. So get excited, get connected, get involved. Join us and stand with us as we embark on financial freedom. And to the Young Black and in Business Nation, we always start with a commitment, we always deliver with quality, and we're always going to finish with success. And, we're excited. The word of the week is monetize, and the law of success for this week is productize to be able to monetize. And we have Cheryl Morrow with us here in this building. She's gracing with her presence and also with her business acumen and her business posture and professionalism. Teaching us about the Institute and how we need to regroup and reconstruct and change our view and our outlook of how we look at business. And we're looking to be like McDonald's, 1 billion served. You know, absolutely. You know, Young Black in the Business, that's our advocacy group.
Yes.
You know, but as you can see, you know, from the products, I'm also a cobbler. I repair man and woman shoes, handbags, and luggage. There's nothing young or black in that part of my business because we're looking to be like McDonald's, 1 billion served. We're here for everyone. However, we feel that we have to recalibrate,
Yes.
as you said, you know, just the negative stigmas of the young black in the business nation or that group because we just had to have you here because the mainstream media views young black men and women to be underemployed, unemployed, or underemployed, and that's why we're changing that stigma with the media, and that's why the media is instrumental on how we're perceived.
Yeah. So let me give you a good example of your point. We realize everyone on the planet does agree, right? That black men are the greatest athletes in human history, right? I think that there is no one that would debate that. That's an obvious. Okay.
Right.
Now, the productization issue is where is our Sports Illustrated? How can you be the greatest athlete in human history and do not have any media? That controls that narrative. Okay, so here's another fact. I don't think anyone would argue that black men probably are most influential in men's grooming. Okay?
Right.
Where's the products that are associated with that influence? See, influence must be monetized. Influence must, because that is, how many times do we talk about, oh, you know, you got to get a celebrity to endorse your product, right? Well, you are your own racial celebrity because out of all of the races, you are the most influential.
Right.
So you are already a built-in endorsee. Now, case in point, how many black men and black women have been on a commercial box, jar, or label? You rarely see an Asian. You rarely see a European. You rarely see a Latino. There are some, not saying that there's not, but think about all the black people who have been on a box, canister, label, jar, bottle of some sort that in 100 years. That's because your face, image, influence is worth money.
Absolutely.
Because influence is money and power and influence and control. The problem is that we, or as most people would say, oh, black people have, you know, not employed. Because when you assume unemployment, you're assuming that we don't have money. Well, how can people be the number one consumer without money? All of us are not in jail. So we're not stealing. That means we're going to a store and giving people money. So that means that we do have money. The conversation is to your solution. You decided to say, well, you took a proactive approach. You said, well, my people have money. They're just not giving it to me. You create a product, and now you're saying, I have a quality product, share and bounce some of that dollars to me. And they say, not a problem. See, the productization process is that either you're on the outside letting someone else get the commerce, the money, or then our solution is not being proactive, it's just to say that black people are unemployed, we're broke, we don't have any money, blah, 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 blah. Well, you can't consume without money. So somebody is spending something. We're not all in jail. We're not stealing. So we do have money. We do have this power. Are you, Roosevelt, me, Cheryl, Mr. Morrow, other brands that we're creating, are they getting the money? And we have to reorient ourselves to create a product to allow us to be able to enjoy some of the beautiful commerce that black people share in this country. It's a very simple, very positive conversation if you are in the productization process, manufacturing process, creating things. And services, which most of our brothers and sisters are in, those services need to be productized to the point where we can create a smaller element of that service, but allow the product of that service lead. So the product leads and then the service leads second. And that's how you productize.
Well said. That's well said. Well said. So we need to make ourselves more visible, more available. We need to get connected with each other. We need to link so we can be able to circulate those dollars.
It's a very easy process. It's like a vegetable court. If you have collard greens, the marketing is saying, "Hey, I've got collard greens." But if you have good collard greens, you're there consistently on that corner, and then you have a good competitive price, a good price for an honest product. That is now you being involved in product monetizing in the commercialization. Commercialization is getting signs and organizing all of your products, and now you're going to have tomatoes, and then you're going to have onions. The productization is the vegetable cart. Bundling it, making it all available for a particular price. The productization is deciding, I have this space in the back of my yard. I'm going to grow me some collard greens and some mustard greens and things of that nature. It's not a very hard process. The branding agency is what I, was wanting to do with that is to make sure that the opportunity of the bundling of resources are there to where we can compete. Now, after you compete, you only want to compete about 1 or 2 years. Then you go into your dominating category. And that is the next step, because we all know in basketball, there's a lot of players that compete. But there's only 1 or 2 that are dominating. Curry doesn't compete. He dominates. LeBron James, he doesn't really compete. He's dominating. Those who are competing us in the audience may decide, oh boy, who's going to get the ball? Dominators, we already know. 3 seconds, who's getting the ball? There's certain teams that they have dominators. So when they're losing, they're down 1 point, the coach is drawing up that little strange thing that he's doing. You notice, Kobe, Jordan, James, Curry, they're never over there listening. Because their 65,000 fans already know who's getting the ball. The dominator. It's just a matter of how we gonna get it to LeBron James. That's the only thing that they're over there writing up. How to get it to Jordan. So, those are, the rest of the team are competing. They're trying to make sure that, they're making a way for Michael Jordan to get the ball, or Barkley, or or James, or Curry, or Kobe, or Shaq. They're not over there strategizing how they are going to make the basket.
Right.
They're strategizing how our dominator is going to get the ball so we can win the game.
Well said. Well said. We're in our last minute here on the Young Black in Business Radio Show with Cheryl Morrow. And please give us your handles just in case, so I know someone's going to reach out to you to pick your brain. And don't be afraid of that invoice. It's just business. It's monetizing. It's productizing, like we said with the law of success. So what are some of your handles?
You can reach me on Facebook. I mean, I'm on Facebook. I don't do much in Instagram, but I'm usually a more office kind of girl. I pick up the phone. The receptionist picks up, San Diego Monitor News, California Curl. Can I speak to Cheryl? And one of the things that I want to make sure that the community understands, people in control are in control of their time. So I'm never busy. I'm not a busy kind of girl. Busy people are not people in control of their time. So just call me. I'm available. Now, if I'm inaccessible, then I could be inaccessible. But I'm never busy. I mean, you know how you see those people who look busy, and they're not really doing nothing. I don't do that because
That's right.
I'm in control of my time. Most people say, hey.
Here at Young Black in Business, we are restoring the color, the culture, and the consciousness. We believe that our network is our net worth. Connecting young black entrepreneurs in San Diego and across the nation is pivotal for our economic growth. When they see us, we're gonna be wise, we're gonna be beautiful, and we're gonna be strong. And that's all they ever gonna see when they see us. And that's Young Black and in Business.